Hi viewers, welcome back to Sahara TV. My name is Adiola Fayem. And with me in the studio today is the one and only Stella Damasus. She's a Nigerian actress and singer. She's been in movies like Bad Boys, Never Say Goodbye, Real Love. And if you didn't know her before last week, I'm sure you've seen her video on YouTube talking about underage marriage in Nigeria. And that's actually why she's here with us in the studio today. Ms. Stella, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's good to have you.
I'm glad.
Okay, so let's start from the basics. Since you released that video, it went viral, by the way. I think it has more than 200,000 views already. So a lot of people have been asking, and let's start from there. They're asking that why is she just speaking out now? Well, didn't you know that underage marriage has been going on in Nigeria for like forever? Why are you just speaking out now? So let's start from there.
Okay, first of all, anyone who says I have not been doing anything pertaining to that is probably ignorant of the fact that I have been fighting for the rights of women and children because of the things that I've been doing. I'm an ambassador for Project Alert. We fight for the rights of women especially. We have been especially trying to protect the girl child, especially for education, health, and all of that. So I've had the privilege of going to different parts of the world, trying to deal with issues like this, trying to talk to Nigerians in diaspora to help us, to lend their voices as well, because we knew that it was a major issue. I have also gone to Liberia under the United Nations, and I've been exposed to a lot of young girls who have gone through these things and who have VVF, who are dying by the number. Also in the north, in Nigeria, these are things that the Nigerian government, even the media, will not want you to know. These are things that the government will want to sweep under the carpet, because there are so many places in the north that you will go to and you see a collection of little girls who have diseases, who are carrying bags of urine because they can't control their organs anymore, because of the fact that they were married off at a young age and then they had to become mothers at a young age. I have been writing blogs. A lot of people don't know about my blogs. I've been writing blogs, domestic violence, not just for women, but for little girls. I'm the ambassador for Women for Africa, and there was a YouTube video that I made concerning women. For over 6 years of my life, I've dedicated to, even more than I do movies, I've dedicated those years of my life to preach the gospel of, you know what, treat the women the way they're supposed to be treated. Treat the young girls the way they're supposed to be treated. Educate them. I have a video also talking about a cause, child hawking, where they send little girls on the streets to hawk pepper, tomato, and all that, unattended. Do you understand? These girls go out risking their lives every day. They are raped. We know about some brother Fatais all over the place who pick girls that sell oranges, rape them, and then nobody says anything about it, because who do you want to report to? We claim that we have laws, yes, but there are loopholes, and the enforcement of the law is a problem. And it is one of the loopholes that we have just discovered based on what the Section 29(4)A and B is talking about. Yeah, and it is that loophole that made me, put the video
You
out.
just went to my next question, actually. So you're saying that you've been speaking out for years.
Yes.
It's just that this is the one that went viral for a lot of people.
This one went viral because I mentioned names, I accused a lot of people, I mentioned names, I was bold enough, and I was really mad. The others, you would analyze it, sit down, record something just to get people to know what's going on. But it seems like people do not like positive things. People do not like things done, quietly. They like it when you are showing a lot of venom and being bold. And it's very unfortunate, but I had to get to that point for something to go viral. A lot of people have done countless videos about this, but no, if you look at my YouTube channel, you see 420 views, 1,000 views. But because Stella went mad and decided to call names, oh my God, she's done this, everybody wants to see it.
So what triggered this one that got you really upset?
To let people know that this is just one of the few loopholes that they have heard about.
I see.
That if you go to the Nigerian Constitution, there are 1,000,001 loopholes in almost every section that protects those people in power that have been doing a lot of evil, injustice. Nothing can come, no harm can come to them, because the Constitution protects them one way or the other.
I was about to talk about the Constitution, and I'm glad that you brought that up. So I'm sure you're aware, though, of the fact that what they were actually talking about that day was about renouncing citizenship.
Yes.
And then it got to what we were talking about. But then how do you change something that, I mean, in your video, you said that Nigeria is not an Islamic country, but I'm sure that that you're aware of the fact that the Nigerian Constitution recognizes Islamic law as well as customary laws. And in a situation where majority of our lawmakers are Muslims, how do you change something that could be perceived as going against Islam?
The thing is, first thing that you need to understand, as long as we all agree that Nigeria is not an Islamic country, it means that, first of all, what kind of country is Nigeria? Is it a federalist country? What kind of country is it? It is a free country. We say we are practicing a democracy, meaning that we are not making laws to suit any religion. Like I said in my video, I don't have any problem with any religion, but I have a problem when the rights of a child is being violated, when children are dying. I don't care who is doing what. For instance, in 2012, the State Department of America, they were actually frowning at Nigeria and they got angry at Nigerians for not persecuting Ahmed Yerima because he married an underage girl, paid $100,000, and they investigated only for the Nigerian government to say they found no evidence against him. What other evidence do you need? What it means is that 30 people or 20 people in the Senate can get up and say it is an Islamic rule for young girls not to wear anything above their knee. If not, their legs should be cut off. And because they say Nigerian law supports this, they will cut off their legs. I remember one time in Lagos when some police officials started beating up and harassing young girls when they started making this Sharia law come into the South, when they said girls can't wear spaghetti, you can't wear this. On the island, they were beating girls. We were seeing them. But at the end of the day, we fought against it. Unilag rose up and fought against it. And that one was quashed by the corner. But for how long will we continue to undermine the rights of human beings, of these little girls, all in the name of, oh, our religion? We should not be fooled by this one thing. What I'm saying is, I had to use this video to get people to think, for those that have the mind to think, you know, to know that, look, this is not just one. There are so many things that we need to think about and consider.
Okay, so, but I guess what I'm trying to get at is, what would you say would be the machinery to bring about change in a situation where the Constitution recognizes Islamic law and majority of our lawmakers are Muslims? I mean, how do you...
Why should majority of lawmakers belong to one religion? And you see, the reason why that question may be difficult to answer is because I have insisted that this has nothing to do with religion. I do not agree that it has something to do with religion, because if it is a matter of religion, then there are so many things that we will not be able to do in Nigeria. There are so many positions that a lot of women will not be able to hold. Women will not have a voice if we keep putting this thing as a religious thing, or that Nigeria laws, they support. Look, we have Christians. We have traditionalists. Are we saying that because some traditionalists will tell you that every year they have to sacrifice a virgin for their chief, for him to live long? So because Nigeria will also support traditional laws and everything, are we saying it's okay
to sacrifice
to collect
virgins.
somebody's child and sacrifice a virgin just because the traditional chief can come and say, okay, if the people are saying it's about religion, my own religion says I have a right to kill somebody and you can't touch me because it's tradition. That's my problem. So first of all, it is a grave offense that somebody will come up and say more than half of the Senate is made up of Muslims. You don't come to rule a nation based on religion. You come to rule a nation based on the fact that everything that you do has to be in the interest of the people. Women and children make up 70% of Nigeria. So how come all the laws that are concerning women and children are not being enforced? There are loopholes. Look at the issue with domestic violence.
And it's actually men that are discussing this on their behalf.
It is not right.
All right. Let me go to my next question. Politicians have their own, they have reasons why we should blame them. But let's talk about mothers who actually give out these children. I know some women that are finding it hard to make ends meet, and somebody tells them, oh, if you give out one of your daughters to a rich person, then you would have money to take care of the rest of your children. How do you convince a woman like this who has nothing else? Because, I mean, I also wanted to address the issue of programs for women, like what system is in place for a mother like that. How do you convince her not to give out her daughter? And if you tell her not to give out her daughter, what do you want her to eat, and where do you want her to find money?
Okay, first of all, for so many years, we have done programs, seminars, we have mentored women who've spoken, but it doesn't seem to work. So this time, I'm saying it has nothing to do with the programs. It has everything to do with the law. Like you asked me a question, if I was in power, what would I do? I will create a law that states that any parent that gives out a child under the age of 18 should be sent to jail for as long as 10, 15 years. That's what it is, because you have no rights. People are saying, well, as long as it's the parents that agreed for the girl to go, be it poverty, be it whatever, are you telling me that your girl child is equivalent to currency? That's what it is. That's what they're telling me, that your child is money for you to eat, for you to have money, or people even use their children to pay debts in the north. And I'm wondering, so are you saying that you give birth to a child and you have a right, because you think you gave birth to that child, you think you have a right to take that child and sell that? That's slavery. That's what I was saying in my video.
But is there any system in place that they can fall back on if they don't have the money and they see this as a way out?
There is none. That is where the government failed. That's why I'm blasting them. That is why I'm blasting them. That is where it is failing, because under the law, it's because it's not enforced. Women have a right to speak out. Women have a right to say, no, my child, because most of the time, you will find that it's their fathers that approve this thing, not their mothers. In the places, in the countries that I have gone to, when you take the women aside and interview them, because I have done that, I did that in Liberia. When you take these women and you tell them, why do you do this? I say, it's my husband. What can I say? Women don't have a voice. Okay. They do not have a voice in these rural areas. They can't talk.
And what about tradition? Some people are arguing that these girls are not married off just for sex, that they also groom them in the families of the groom, that they raise them up with his family and try to mold her and all that, that it's not just about sleeping with her.
Let me get this right. How would my child be groomed by another man's family for marriage? What happened to my family? What happened to me as a mother? Why can't I groom my child to a marriageable age? See, the truth of the matter is, you do not have a right to send that girl to any man's house. There is no way you will take a girl, a 13-year-old, 14-year-old girl, put in a man's house, and the man say, oh, I won't touch her until she's this age. I mentioned a lady to you, a little girl to you, Najud Ali. People should go and research on that girl. She has a book. It's selling everywhere in America, everywhere in the world. She gave a detailed event of what happened in her life, how the man that married her promised heaven and earth, even made an oath that, look, I will not touch this girl until she's of age. Because trust me, these people know the right age. So they will come and tell you they won't touch them till she, but the night she got to that house, the things that happened to that girl, if you read it, there's no human being that will not break down and cry. So that's why I said, for me, nobody should mention religion. Nobody should say, because if you say tradition, Islam, Christian, whatever, I don't care about that. All I care about is the rights of the child that should be protected by every country.
Now, speaking of women, in your video, you made mention of the first lady that she's supposed to say something. And, you know, as a Nigerian, I'm just wondering why you're expecting her to say something right now. Like, what gave you the right to expect her to? Because since she's been the first lady for the past 3 years, I don't remember her fighting for any significant human right, whatever. Yeah. So why are you now expecting her to say something? It is
because of what you have just said that I mentioned her name. That for the longest that she has been first lady, she has not come out to say, I am fighting to support XYZ. Women and children, they should be protected. Do you understand? She has not. And I'm saying, it's about, even for something like this, come on. You can't keep quiet. You go to River State and start to stick your nose to where it doesn't belong. You try to rule the state because you think you're first lady. But now, we are talking about children that are dying every day and you're not saying anything. I'm tired of keeping quiet at home and everybody's talking, patient Jonathan, this patient. No, I'm not doing anything inside the house anymore.
But do you realize that this is not going to touch her own children? Like, there's no way this would affect her.
It's for you to know the kind of people we are dealing with. If you have such people,
but then it doesn't affect you too, yet you're speaking out.
You see, that's the difference. Some people, some of the comments,
no one will marry your daughter at the age of 13.
But you see, like it or not, my dear, I'm Nigerian. If I fold my hands and turn a blind eye to it, then what does that make me?
We'll still talk about people's comments, but let me just ask you, you talked about other celebrities standing up, and I'm just thinking within me that I know there are celebrities that have that wishes, you know, good things for others, but there are also, I mean, that didn't come out right. What I'm trying to say is there are celebrities that actually take money from these politicians.
Yes.
For example, when Goodluck Jonathan was campaigning, a lot of celebrities sang to campaign for him. So how do you expect them to now go against the fingers that fed them?
First of all, I don't expect anybody to go against the finger that fed you, but I expect you to stand up for the truth. Whatever it is a job. You're a celebrity. I will not condemn them. Because I didn't do it doesn't mean I'll condemn anybody that did it. You are a celebrity, you have a face. And somebody says, oh, I have money, come and do this for me. You have a right to say no. I was approached. You have a right to say yes. You have a right to say no. If you say yes, for you, it's strictly business. But when you see that, come, in this your dispensation, this and this and this is not going well, you have a right to say, I do not agree with this. You don't have to be as crazy as Stella to get your point, to get your point out there. But you have a right for people to know that, look, no matter what it is that I have done with this person, I will not support it when this person is doing something bad.
Right.
I will not agree to that.
So let me ask you, are you willing to go to Nigeria and lead a demonstration?
Oh, yes. Anywhere it takes me. Some people are asking me to lead one here. Some people are doing one in the UK right now as we speak. They want me to come. They want me to do one in Nigeria. They've already had like 2 or 3 different rallies in Nigeria already in front of the National Assembly.
Have you been in demonstration before?
Oh,
like
yes.
during the subsidy removal thing?
Oh, if that one, I can give you accounts of where I went to. All the putting of mattresses on the floor and all that.
So
But
this
see,
is not new
there
to
are
you?
some. It's not new to me, but there are some methods that you will try this, try that, and they just laugh and say, okay, these people. Because we're not calling names. We're saying, hey, for subsidy, this, that. But when you stand and say, you know what, I'm not afraid, I'm mentioning your name, this is what you've done.
Right,
I've done a rally in Abuja as
I have 2
well.
more questions because I need to round up. The first one is, so what's your reaction to all the criticism on YouTube? A lot of people have been, you know, saying all kinds of things about you since you released this video. How are you responding to them?
Most of them made me laugh, actually, because, like I always say, it is a sign of the huge ignorance we have amongst Nigerians. Because trust me, the foreigners that commented, they were so happy that Nigeria has opened its eyes and its mouth, you know, for things like this. But some Nigerians were very funny. You know, some decided that attacking my person and talking about my personal life in a negative way will stop the movement of what we are doing or will stop the video from going viral. What they have succeeded in doing is people that didn't see the video before, people that didn't know who I was before, out of curiosity, why are they insulting this girl so much? And the thing is going wider than I thought. And for those who commented positively, I'm very happy that, you know, they are willing to open up and say, okay, you know what, whatever you want to do, we are supporting you and all of that. So,
and let me just ask you briefly, I'm just wondering if you could like speak to Yurima right now, like let's say that he's watching you. If you could look at this camera, at your camera, and say something to him in like 20 seconds, what would it be?
You have no right to stop the deletion of the Section B of the Constitution. You have no right to stop it. The fact that you have done something wrong already and Nigerians are not doing anything about it should be enough for you. But you have no right to stop it because other children have to be protected. We have to protect our children from people like you. I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on. And I really appreciate you spending the time.
Thank you.
One question just came to my mind and I feel like I should ask you, what if I'm a genuine Muslim and I feel like what I'm doing is just following what God wants me to do? How do you convince me that maybe this is not?
One thing I know for
Very
sure.
briefly.
Yeah, that's the thing. Very brief is a problem.
These people are like genuine. They want to please God.
Look, I have some of my best friends are Muslims, and that's the truth. This is the first time I'm saying it, but I have Muslim friends that are fantastic. Their hearts are pure. I don't have a problem with you trying to worship or obey God, but I need to know what part of that religion states an age. Because when you say puberty, I was 11 when I started experiencing puberty. Are you saying that it's okay for me to do it? I don't think that any Muslim can come and tell me, oh, at 11 or 13, it's okay to. What happened to other girls that are mature enough?
All right.
That's my problem.
Thank you. All right. Thank you once again for coming on, people. There has been Stella Damasus. I'm sure that you've really enjoyed her time. And we still have more coming up. We would play a continuation of the video that we were playing before she came on. It's the video about underage marriage. We actually have some of these young girls talking about their experience. And right after that, there's going to be a debate about this same issue by Egghead and a doctor that has been writing in favor of underage marriage, Dr. Peragim. I hope I'm getting his name right. But stay tuned. That will be right after this. We'll be right back.